What's this thing made of anyways? This thing is so brittle. I cannot believe that this just happened. Probably 8 hours of work down the drain. Hey guys, really quick, just wanted to let you know that all of my apparel is back in stock. You got the new gray hoodies, black beanies, gray beanies, long sleeve logo tees, short sleeve logo tees. We even got tank tops if you guys are getting ready for summer. So check all that out, sullivan-co.com. Now, let's get into this BMW. Well, we got a ton done on my E39 M5 in the last video, and I'm gonna keep that progress rolling in this video. We are going to get right to work right now. Still waiting on the grill for the front bumper, so that cannot go on yet, but I do wanna get this thing back on the ground and drivable, and that's gonna start with some parts that we haven't seen in a couple videos. Right here, this custom muffler delete that was installed on this car. The reason these aren't on yet after we finished the clutch job is I couldn't stand to put them on in this condition. So I want to give these a quick polish, get them back on the car. Then I'd like to get these under trays back on, including this Turner Motorsport steel under tray. Might need a quick cleanup, but then we can call the underside done for now. And hopefully, while we're doing that, some more parts will show up, but let's get to work. I swear, this car is the slowest car I have ever scanned. Just trying to clear the airbag codes from when we had the seat unplugged. Nice. Getting the thumbnail for the next video. Standard stuff. Right about now is when things went really bad, really fast. I cannot believe that this just happened. Probably 8 hours of work down the drain. Was literally just getting the bumper set up to talk to you guys. Had it like this, which is exactly how I've had it for a week now since we finished painting this thing, which I've never felt great about because this bar, aluminum bar back here, prevents it from sitting all the way on this leg here. And you guessed it, the bumper just fell off the body stand, and it's pretty heavy now with the metal reinforcement thing, and completely scratched up all of our fresh new paint. And that wasn't even the worst of it. Of course, now the crack that we repaired has reopened up, and a big chip is off there, and then also a new crack over here now. So awesome. So now instead of literally putting the last fastener in to my brand new grill, which just showed up, undamaged, and popping this thing on and then getting started on wet sanding and buffing, I'm gonna have to source a new front bumper for this thing, which they are not cheap, which is why I was trying to repair this one in the first place. You know what else is not cheap is my labor and 8 hours of my time that it was just wasted trying to repair and repaint this thing. Oh, I'm beside myself right now. I don't even know what to do. I don't know. I think I need to walk away for a little bit before this gets worse. So, good news, I guess. Rear under trays are on. I flipped that shifter around so it's facing the right way. Exhaust tips are on, polished up, finally level. If you guys remember when I first bought the car, this one was pretty damn crooked. So those are looking really nice. Oh yeah, here's those pork chops that didn't fit from the last video. The seller refunded me for those, so these will probably go in the scrap pile. Already got some new ones on order that a bunch of you guys recommended that we know we're gonna fit right, and already have that little rubber piece on them, so that's good. I don't know. I guess let's get to work on something else while I figure out some sort of front bumper situation. Oh, damn it. What's this thing made of anyways? This thing is so brittle. Clearly frustrated with the bumper, I decided to move into the interior and attempt to install a factory-looking radio that had been included with the car. Play something. Oh yeah. Alright, got this thing wired up. The factory looking E39 radio. Integrated actually pretty well with the aftermarket Kenwood setup here. The only issue I'm running into is, forgive me, I'm not a audiophile per se, but there's only, like, all these have your red and white RCAs for the front and rear. But for the subwoofer, there's only one out. Whereas on this Kenwood unit, you've obviously got, you know, right and left for the subwoofer. And this car has those awesome dual, you know, factory subwoofers that do work. I've checked that they do work. If you plug these subwoofer RCA cables into the speaker RCA cables, they sound good. So I think I just need a splitter. I'm not sure. The other issue I'm running into so far is I cannot for the life of me figure out how to get music to play through Bluetooth, which is why to test it I've been messing with the FM radio. But the important thing is I know that all the speakers work, or even our backup camera works, I think, actually. If we go over into reverse. Well, it was working. Okay, I'm not in reverse. That's why it's not working. There we go. So even the backup camera that came with the Kenwood works just fine. Parking sensors are freaking out because there's no front bumper, because it's currently smashed into a million pieces. Anyways, I think I'm going to figure out a way to get this into the dash, get all the wiring cleaned up and loomed up, and we'll basically call this installation done. Not too shabby. First start in 2 weeks. Chooching. That's how you know I've been driving the Mercedes every day. 6.7, just sitting. It has been almost a week since I unfortunately dropped the bumper off the body stand, and I made the decision pretty quickly that that bumper was not, well, as the B-roll showed, I made the decision pretty quickly that that bumper was junk. I would have spent so many more hours not only repairing the crack that was already there, but then repairing the crack that occurred, you know, when it fell. I don't know what's up with the plastic on these old BMW bumpers, but that stuff is brittle. Like, you look at it the wrong way and it cracks. Especially after all the hours I spent prepping, repairing, and painting that bumper and setting up the paint booth and, you know, masking off one bay. I was just defeated. Didn't want to do that again. So I immediately hit up my buddy Ben, who you guys have seen on the channel before. We painted a lot of parts on my 2002 Lightning, and I've been, you know, working with him as far back as I think we painted the doors on my Harley truck, my 6.0 Harley truck. I didn't like the flames that those trucks came with, so we painted the doors on that truck over 10 years ago at this point. So I've been working with Ben for a long time. He lives down south of Boston, where I used to live. He obviously works in the auto body and collision industry. I said, can you get me an OEM BMW bumper? And he was able to not only get it for me, but get it for me in like 2 or 3 days and at a great price. So I think with his cost, the bumper was like $797, OEM BMW bumper. It showed up in 2 days, and our schedules aligned today. So I'm heading down there today. We're gonna hopefully just quickly paint this bumper. Nothing ever goes quick in the auto body, so I don't know why I said that. It's probably gonna take all day now, but it's a brand new bumper. It's already primed from BMW, so it should just be adhesion promoter, base coat, clear coat, and we're out of there. So yeah, of course it sucks that I had to spend $800 on a brand new bumper, but if we want to try and look at the positives here, it's got a brand new OEM bumper. Even though this car is not necessarily low miles, it's such a nice car. I really feel like it deserved an OEM part instead of some eBay China bumper. So there's that. And B, now I probably just saved myself many hours of wet sanding and buffing. The paint job that I was able to knock out, it was okay, but it had a ton of runs in it, as you guys saw, because I couldn't really see what I was doing. And it was like 45 degrees. So hopefully we get a perfect paint job this time and I can get away with, no wet sanding or buffing or very little. But we'll see how it goes today. But I'm heading down there now. Ben might already be started on this thing, I'm not sure. But let's get this thing painted, get it back, and not drop it this time. And then we can get this car reassembled. Started without me. I was grabbing lunch while we put down some base coat, but here's our brand new OEM BMW M5 bumper in the booth. A couple coats of jet black, or what's it called, Schwartz black, no flake, no metallic, just dark black. So we're gonna tack off it, get some clear on it. We're done. Easy. All right, the M's all restored. There she is. Oh my God. Someone was driving this, you think?
Yeah, at least the reason they got pulled over was bad plates or something like that.
Yeah, I bet the plates were bad. Everything else is bad too. Watch this thing have an M bumper. Nah, it's different. Alright, all cured up. Ben knocked this thing out of the park, came out with glass. It's been cured in the booth here for a few hours. Let's load it up and get it home. Well, 1 week and $1,000 later, we are right back where I was hoping to be 1 week ago. So yeah, like I said, I showed up. Ben already had adhesion promoter on this thing. I went out to grab us some lunch and he put the first coat of base on. So we knocked it out quick. This was an easy body shop project as far as body shop stuff typically goes. Brand new bumper, just needed adhesion promoter, base coat, clear coat. Cured for a little bit, then we hit it with the cold air from outside, kind of lock it in. Done. Got it back last night, and we are ready for assembly. So like I said, it's a huge bummer that I had to do this and that the other bumper fell off the stand. But if there is any bright side to this, you know, this thing is perfect. I shouldn't need to do any wet sanding. I might give it a quick buff when we buff the rest of the car, but you know, I did a decent job on this thing, but there was just a bunch of runs and stuff that we're gonna have to be taken care of. It really is a shame how brittle this thing is. I feel like I could have saved it, but this thing is just like, I don't even know. Yeah, yeah, just explodes into 100 pieces. I've never seen a bumper cover do that. This one I really don't think is much better. It's 20 years newer. It's a brand new OEM BMW bumper straight from the dealer. There's the part number if you guys need it. Ben basically got it for me at his cost. There it is, BMW stamp right there. This thing's the same way though. It feels like an eBay cheap plastic bumper. It doesn't feel like a high quality urethane bumper. So I don't know. I found that in working on this thing. A lot of the older BMW plastics, they are super brittle. They tend to break, and that's just the nature of the beast, I guess. New rule is once I get the metal support bar back on there, we're not doing this anymore. It's just going to be on the body stand like this, and actually, hopefully in the next hour, it's just on the car, and then we don't have to worry about it falling anymore. But man, what a tragedy that was. $1,000 tragedy. Anyways, this is the junk pile. Here's those old pork chops. My new ones came in the other day. Look at the quality difference on these things, at least on the surface finish. I don't even know how you let this leave your factory and then sell it as like a thing. But whatever, the guy refunded me for those, and the wheel well liners fit pretty decent, but this is what most of the E39 guys recommended. These are from Ukraine. They showed up in like a week, which isn't too bad. Ukraine to the USA. The quality on these things is like OEM. So here's the passenger side compared to the actual OEM passenger side, which I'll probably be putting in because this one is not damaged, and then this will just be an extra. But actually, I don't know. This one has that brake cooling thing, so maybe I'll put this one in, and then the OEM BMW one will be an extra. But I mean, the quality of these two is very, very similar. So happy about that. I think it was $160 for two of them shipped to the USA. It includes this very important rubber thing that I found out is not as simple as removing and riveting on. So high quality pork chops per se for about, I don't know, a fraction of the factory cost. So let's get to work. Let's get my new grill in, get all these bumper trim things on, the fog lights. Now that I don't have to do any wet sanding, I can put these parking trim things on, just get the bumper fully assembled, get it on the car. Again, exactly where I was a week ago and $1,000 ago, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Let's get to work. Morning. Starbucks. I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I did manage to get this whole bumper installed without breaking anything. Well, this time anyways. Last week was a different story. But we don't talk about that anymore. All joking aside, guys, bumper is completely reassembled, looks incredible. Brand new grill is in there, no more cracked, broken grill in here. Refinished fog light bezels are in. Fog lights are in with our new LED bulbs. Parking sensors are in along with the associated trim and all plugged in. Our headlight washers are in even though there's no lines hooked up to them. As you guys saw when I took the bumper apart, half the lines were broken and missing, and the ones that I did try to take off just basically exploded in my hand. They're even more brittle than the bumper was. Pork chops are in. They look incredible. Look how tidy and neat it looks under here. As good as OEM, even got room for the ambient air temp sensor there. Plus now we have these functional brake ducts, which are gonna come over here and cool the brakes. Fitment on these is like a 9 out of 10. They look really good, they look OEM. Only reason I say fitment is a 9 out of 10 is I think that the gap between this rubber piece and the bumper could be a little bit better. I honestly don't remember what it was like with the factory piece, so maybe that's just how it is. But I might be able to spend a little bit of time with the heat gun and kind of mold this in a little bit better. Or I could just take a thin piece of double-sided body tape and just stick that in, and that will be good. But for 160 bucks and got here in a week compared to God knows how much these pork chops are from BMW. That's a huge win. So call it 60 bucks for the cheapish wheel well liners plus 160 for the pork chops. 220 total for all new wheel well liners and pork chops on this thing. And they look almost OEM. I'm pretty happy with that. Now if only we didn't have the bumper debacle, we'd be much better off financially. But hey, I did splurge for an OEM bumper. Even if I'm not super psyched with the way BMW does their bumpers, this thing has a brand new OEM bumper on it, brand new paint. Everything on the front end looks great now. One more thing off the list. Two, actually. Did both of these. By the way, for a car of this caliber, like the top BMW car from 2003, they really cheaped out on the brakes. I mean, you compare these to like the comparable car from the generation, the E55 AMG, which had like 6-piston Brembos. They put a Toyota Camry brake on this thing. It's kind of disappointing. But I had the wheel off to get the pork chop on and was kind of looking at these rusty rotors. And I figured we could just, quickly coat these with some black paint, clean it up a little bit, make it look a little bit more professional and presentable to complete the tidy look in here. I guess we'll do the rears while we're at it. And maybe I'll see if I can figure out a way to touch up this chipped rear wheel. Unfortunately, we blew the whole budget on this car on the front bumper. So I don't know if it's going to be worth it to find a new wheel or pay to get that wheel stripped and refinished in that difficult to finish shadow chrome or whatever. But I did have this VHT wheel paint that I think is left over from another project. And it's pretty darn close for a rattle can. So that's looking like the responsible thing to do to get this wheel a little bit more presentable. So I might mess with that a little bit, but let's keep her going. Maybe we'll actually drive this thing today. I think it's supposed to be kind of warm, so better get to work. Man, this thing sounds like an M156 when you haven't driven it in a while. Lifters just clanking away. I would assume that's going to go away once we drive it and warm it up. I haven't really driven this thing in probably over a month now because the roads have been junk. We did the clutch, but hopefully that ends today. Front bumper is on for the first time in at least a couple weeks. I was glad I spent the time to repaint the calipers. No more rusty junk looking through the beautiful wheels there. Got all 4 corners done. While I was there, decided to try and touch up this wheel, and it came out pretty bad. Let's be honest. It's much darker than the actual finish. My plan is to attempt to wet sand this and kind of blend it in, get rid of the tape lines there. But I think I'm honestly going to have to come back with a lighter color metallic silver that's going to match better. I really thought that it was going to match pretty well, but it doesn't. But not bad, I guess, for a first pass. We'll wet sand it and buff it and see how it looks once it's blended. But I think I'm gonna have to find a silver that matches better. If any of you guys have any suggestions for that, let me know. But for now, let's take this thing for its first drive since I did the clutch, and basically since the first day that we bought it. Make sure everything's good mechanically, get it up to temperature, hopefully get rid of this ticking, start getting some braking miles, and see what the E39 M5 is all about. Clutch grabs right off the floor, which we'd expect for a new clutch. Feels great. As you guys will see and probably hear, this road is full of frost heaves and is probably the worst road you could drive an E39 on coilovers on. But hey, we're gonna get through it. There's a whole bunch of differing opinions out there on clutch break-in. Some guys don't believe in it at all and just put their car right on the dyno or go right for a burnout. Other guys do a couple heat cycles. Other guys do 1,500 miles of stop and go traffic, basically. There's everyone you ask is probably going to give you a different answer. But I think I read somewhere that BMW recommends 500 to 800 clutch engagements. So it's not necessarily by miles. So we're going to try and vary RPMs, upshift, downshift a lot, lots of back roads. Just make sure everything kind of wears together the way that it's supposed to, and we should be good to go. Why does my mirror keep moving when I slow down? Passenger side mirror is just all over the place, moving. I can hear the motor running. Also, parking sensors turn on automatically below, 10 miles an hour, whether you want it to or not, and it beeps every time. Is that going to do that if you're in like stop and go traffic too? Because that seems pretty annoying. I've owned this car for like over a month now, but I still feel like this is my first, really second time driving it, because it is. We basically got this thing, took it out for one drive, realized the clutch was slipping as bad as it was, and right to the garage, right up on the lift to do the clutch. And I will say the muffler delete with all the rest of the exhaust stock, so stock cats, stock resonator, it's a really good setup. Like it sounds aggressive, but it's not terribly loud in here. It doesn't seem like it drones. It's, looks good. You save a bunch of weight. Obviously not a lot of experience with this chassis or exhaust systems for this chassis, but it seems so far that the muffler delete is a good option. Are the backup camera in wrong, or is this just a feature of this head unit? It seems to think we're in reverse. It looks cool though, going down the road, just seeing what's behind you. Something funky is going on. Put it in first gear, mirror goes down, and the reverse camera comes up. So is it a problem with the reverse sensor? Is like, pop it in neutral. Fourth gear. Okay, so what? Anytime we're in any gear, basically, but neutral, it thinks that we're in reverse. Third. What the heck? So we got to sort that out. Quick check under the hood. Sounds beautiful. Lifter tick is gone. Just check for leaks. Don't see anything. All good so far. Those new fog lights really match the headlights well too, which is nice. Parking sensors are freaking out. Clutch feels great, shifter feels great. Everything seems good. Well, we are just about 10 miles in to our test drive in this thing, and it is driving absolutely beautifully. Other than the parking / reverse sensor that's freaking out, I got no complaints. Clutch feels incredible, the transmission feels great, the car is nice and tight, brakes feel good, motor sounds awesome. I think we're basically done mechanically. I mean, the clutch is a big job, but that's really the only thing it needed mechanically. Got a bunch done in this video, had a setback or two. The front bumper hurt, not only my pride, but also my wallet, but we've got a brand new, shut up, brand new OEM bumper on there, professionally painted in a booth instead of just semi-professionally in my garage. Heated seat is absolutely ripping right now. And right now it is 43 degrees, and I think this is the last of the good weather we're gonna get for at least the next week. So I think I'm gonna take advantage of this right now, go home and wash this thing, and then it will be ready for a paint correction. Because other than this, you know, thinking it's in reverse thing, that's really the last thing that this car needs is a paint correction. And then that's, our whiteboard is done. This thing is perfect, and really all it needs is a few more miles on the clutch. But that is going to be in the next video. I really hope you guys are enjoying the E39 M5 content. I know I am. I'm having a blast driving this thing. I can't wait till the roads are a little bit nicer and we can really enjoy this thing. More importantly, once the clutch is broken in. But leave all your comments and thoughts down below. If you guys E39 specialists know what's going on with the reverse sensor. We changed the transmission out, or had the transmission out and changed the head unit. So it could be either of those things that are causing this. I don't have any miles on the car since doing both of those things, so this is a new issue, but I'm sure it's something simple. But give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more content on this and everything else on the channel. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. Catch you guys in the next one. Trying to figure out why the reverse camera keeps coming on in every gear. It's first, which is reverse. There's fourth, also reverse. There's fifth. Yep, you guessed it, reverse. I wonder. Reverse. Reverse is not reverse.